Hey, this is another episode of Oopsy Daisy podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Vanessa reporting from a closet. That's right. I am recording inside my closet right now to get the best vocal ability. And if you hear a scream and a huge thunk, that's because the mic fell on my head because I'm hanging it from above me.
I'm going to show a picture of her setup because it's hilarious.
I mean, by hilarious, if you mean ingenious, then yes, it's hilarious.
All right, so today for Oopsy Daisy, we are watching The Party, which is, I feel like it is probably my favorite episode. I've just seen this episode so many times now. So the summary for The Party is Casey and Derek must persuade their parents that they can be left alone for the weekend. Casey intends to have a quiet weekend at home and watch some movies with Emily, but as always, Derek has conflicting plans and has a party and damages the house. Dun dun dun.
Classic Derek.
Right off the bat for this episode, I love the flashback storytelling they use because we start towards the end with Derek and Casey locked in the bathroom, all covered in shampoo and stuff, and they're talking semi seriously and just
The shampoo and the hair and everything looks very questionable. Can I just say that? It looks very un-PG. This is like
well,
bad.
Derek got carried away.
A bit. Just a bit. It's just so I could say so much, but I will not. We're gonna keep this safe for the viewers.
keep this a little PG.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So anyway, Derek and Casey, they're in the bathroom and they're talking about basically like how this all started, I guess. And Derek says it all started when Casey hugged the remote, which I don't know that's how it all started, but it's the starting point the episode's gonna go with. And basically he just came downstairs and straight up took the remote from Casey. So I don't know how long she was there, but I doubt it was very long because I can't see Casey being a TV hog.
No, she was probably like finished her homework, went down there to watch like, I don't know, the next episode of Days of Our Lives or something. Because knowing Casey, that's what she'd be watching. And she probably just sat down to tune in and see what the evil Stefano did. And Derek showed up and was like, nah, bitch, it's my turn.
So naturally, Casey goes to steal it back, and they end up wrestling for it on the couch.
Yes.
And then very quickly, George and Nora they break up the fight. But I always love the moment when they stop and they're just like sitting on the couch next to each other, looking up at like George and Nora. They just look like they got caught making out.
I know, it kind of does look like that. Everything, like, hair's all fucked up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I forgot to point out, viewer discretion advised because I swear a lot. I forgot to mention
Fifth
that.
fifth podcast in, and
Viewer discretion advised. Vanessa likes to swear. And I literally, I don't think I've ever heard you swear on this podcast. It's all me. Every other word, I'm like, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit.
because I mean, I say things like shit and hell, but like it's nothing too heavy. That's just me in like regular life though. I don't curse that badly.
I'm always cursing. I apologize. I'm a horrible person. Viewer discretion advised.
But anyway, so after they're done fighting on the couch, basically Casey's just being like, "Well, we're always going to be fighting. We're going to be fighting until I go away to college." And Derek's going to be sitting on the couch and just kind of wondering what he's going to be doing with his career.
We know that's not true, though. She said something, like, I forget what she said, like correspondence something. I don't know. Whatever that is. And I'm like, okay, well, you know he's a sport dude. You know he gonna get a scholarship, girl. Stop. Just stop.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you're always going against more athletes who might be better.
That's true, but he's portrayed as the best, right?
Okay, but anyway, so she's just kind of saying that he's like really lazy.
So
But
that's
again,
me.
it's funny knowing that at the end of the series, they both are ready to go to the same school, a very prestigious school at that.
My friend went to Queens in real
Yeah.
life for medical school.
Ooh.
So I'm like, here I am slumming, and you're a
You're going to the
doctor.
Daisy School.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, lol, Daisy. I didn't say that obviously because I'm
No. You'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
like, oh, never mind. You didn't watch the show. Oh, you did, but you were like 2. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna shut up now. Goodbye.
Um, but when she does say that about Derek, though, he does seem genuinely like
Hurt.
hurt. Yeah. He just kind of like, ugh, so that's how you think of me, kind of.
I think
So,
everyone thinks of him like that. So he's like,
yeah. His man pain.
man pain. It makes it sound like he hurt himself down there and he has man pain. Like, why? I have man pain.
So anyway, so while they're all congregated in the living room because everyone comes down, George and Nora said that they are going to go to a bed and breakfast since they didn't really have a honeymoon. Um, and so they were gonna get a babysitter, Miss Higginbotham or whatever her name is. My favorite thing here though is when Lizzie goes, "We have beds and breakfasts here." Like she's so confused.
I know. But it's Lizzie. I love Lizzie. She's like
I
to the
know, but
point.
she's like 8, I guess, right?
No,
Something
I
like
think she's
that,
like
maybe even older.
12. I think she's like,
She's never heard of a freaking bed and breakfast before.
she's from Toronto. There's no such thing there. It's all about hotels, and they're like $8 million a night. There's no such thing.
Because there's like tons and tons of places like not far from where I live. Like my parents, like they always wanted to like that was their goal to like have and own like a bed and breakfast because they loved going to them so much. So I'm just like I feel like it's just weird to her, being like bed and breakfast. We have them here.
But here's the thing, though. A bed and breakfast is always something that you would see in not a crowded place like Toronto. It's more like farmland sort of shit or like small neighborhood. So like London, Ontario, yeah, bed and breakfast would be everywhere, pretty much. That's usually how it goes. But if you're in Toronto, in the city, that's where Toronto is, you're not going to see a
Well,
bed and
basically because you're
breakfast.
supposed to have like a scenery, like and be like relaxed for the most part.
Yeah, that's not Toronto.
So yeah, Toronto probably won't have it because like I know with the bulk of where like my parents used to go, they were like on the beach, like the shore area.
It's like going to the Poconos or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the Poconos.
I don't know where that is. I just hear it every time you
It
watch
is
TV.
north, and I used to live there.
In the Poconos?
Yeah,
What is it? What compare it to
that's where
me?
I lived last before I moved here in
Oh, in
Florida.
the woods?
Yeah,
Yes, that's 100% bed and breakfast territory.
it's like
Okay.
it's like made for that. It's like
Yeah, because Toronto's like you won't have that there because it's like GTA or Grand Theft Auto. And it works because you got GTA Grand Theft Auto, but GTA is also Greater Toronto area. So it's GTA. It works. Get it?
but regardless, even if she has lived in Toronto her whole life, I still feel like you should know what a bed and breakfast is. I don't know, especially when she's her age. Marty, I would understand. But Lizzie, she's a little on the older side. Unless she was taking it as, like, why do you need to go away? We have all that stuff here. Like, unless that's.
That's probably what
Maybe,
it
but the way she said it didn't come off like that.
Yeah. It's privileged Toronto attitude. I live in a skyscraper. What is that?
um, so, obviously, Casey and Derek are insulted at the idea of needing a babysitter because they're 15 years old.
Are they 15? Did they say they were 15?
Yeah, they're 15.
Yeah, I
Remember
was left
because they
alone.
have their 16th like episodes in a
Oh,
couple
right,
seasons.
she's 16 or whatever, and she like dies. Yeah. Got it. I
That's
remember.
one way to put it.
I remember. Yes.
So basically, they're trying to persuade George and Nora that they don't need a babysitter. So Derek goes to the couch and he puts his arm around Casey and he hands her the remote. Like, what? We're not fighting.
Oh, it's so bad. Like, let me give you this remote because we are so not fighting. They will not see through this horrible disguise.
And so, right after that little scene, it goes right to Derek going into Casey's room and offering a truce. And basically, he just wants them to pretend to get along, at least long enough in order for George and Nora to leave and not leave them a babysitter. And the first task is the next morning where they're making breakfast slash lunch together.
Hmm.
Derek is so over exaggerated
Yeah, he's overcompensating, and it's like so unbelievable.
because Casey is the one to tell Derek to tone it down.
Yeah.
And because really, who's going to believe that drastically overnight there was this transformation where you guys are no longer fighting anymore? Like, and he's just laying it on really thick that, like, yeah, we're the bestest, like, friends ever. Did you not know that? We always do stuff like this when that's the complete opposite because the first thing George says is like, oh, you guys aren't, you're having your morning fight. It's
You know what? It's know who would believe it? It'd be good old clueless George. He would believe it.
well, he wasn't very clueless. He was very suspicious, as was Nora.
I mean, I can believe it could happen, but clueless George.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Exactly.
And then the second thing that they do, they're basically just like giving the remote to each other, I think, and they're just like, no, you watch something. Like, no, you can watch something. And they just keep going back and forth until George and Nora intervene, saying, like, guys, we know what you're doing.
But like, would you, if you and your sibling was fighting, or always fought, or whatever, you wouldn't just be like, no, you watch something. No, you watch something. You never do that. Like, you would seriously be like, oh, hey, okay, I'll watch that with you, kind of thing. Then it would be done.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You would be like, oh, here, you choose. No, you choose. You just be like, okay, well, let's watch this. It's cool. Let's watch this. My sister and I were like so over the top with that because we always disagree. Like we're like BFFs now, but back then, like I'm trying to think. I'd be 13 and she was like 16, and we got in a huge fight over TV, and blood was drawn. It was
oh my god.
it was that bad. Like we were fighting, and then she had long nails, and she like ripped a chunk out of my arm.
Oh my
like,
god.
yeah, we like freaking tackled each other onto the couch. It was bad, and that was when no one was home. So like I can believe it, but at the same time I can't because that we've only had like one fight like that, and then it was done. And then we're like, okay, what do you want to watch? Like, okay, I'll watch that. It was just
um
a random
that
possession.
never
We were just like
happened.
possessed.
That never happened with us.
Oh,
I don't know, because like I never really like. I feel like we all watched the same TV for the most part.
yeah, me and my sister did too. We'd always watch like NCIS and stuff together. But and then we would split. She'd be like, "I need to watch Days of Our Lives," and I'd be like, "No, the Stanley Cup playoffs are on. Excuse me." So like, that's where we split. Like I wanted to watch hockey, and my sister's like, "No, it's the Days of Our Lives." So we were legit like taking Derek Casey personalities in that point. It was bad, and it blood drawn. It was great.
Well, now looking back on it, it seems great.
It's great. Just ripped a chunk out of my arm, and I was like,
Oh, I can't even picture it.
yeah,
Gosh.
it was great. We're
Um,
totally a loving family, though.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but anyway, so George and Nora tell them that they know what they're doing, but they decide to give them a chance because obviously they're working together in some way to basically try to like pull one over on them. So they're like, at least that has to count for something, right? And Nora tells Casey, like, well, you've always been responsible. So she's saying, like, basically she trusts her because of that. And then George tells Derek that, Derek, you've always been good at sports.
Question mark?
And I mean, like, obviously, one child is getting, like, all this, like, support and, like, faith in them. And then George is like, Derek, you're good at something, so I guess we'll run with this.
It's just so bad. Like, you can understand why he is the way he is with just, like, that conversation.
hmm
Like, no one thinks he can do anything, and he talks about it later, but yeah.
Derek again seems disappointed that, like, people are thinking down of him, like,
Yeah.
so just another, like, you could see it in his face that, like, he's kind of just like, really, that's all you got for me, Dad?
Yeah, like, it's a common problem with some people. They see themselves the way people see them. And that's how everyone sees Derek as, is like the no good, lazy guy who only likes sports and does sports. So he portrays himself as that because that's how everyone thinks he is. And he doesn't want to
Oh,
go against it. And it's so sad.
poor Derek.
It's really sad. What I love about that scene though is that Nora's like, "Give me the remote, Derek."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "You're so responsible, Casey. I can trust you. Don't tell George I love Hugh Grant." That's why she trusts her. She keeps her Hugh Grant secrets. Oh, God.
So basically, they tell them also that if things go wrong, they will have Mrs. Higginbotham for life.
What a
But
name.
I know. I think we're just supposed to picture, like, this, like, hideous, like, old, cranky woman. Because
I
that's
like,
exactly where my mind goes to. It's
I went
like,
to like an old lady with like 10 cats. That's what I went to.
I don't see that.
I do. I see like 10 cats and some old lady that smells like cat pee or something. Just old lady, horrible smell, and then they're like, "No, not Higginbottom, no."
But I guess by the time they have other episodes, like in Misadventures and Babysitting, and then later in March Break, they've
Oh, yes.
decided not to care about that.
Maybe she died.
Oh gosh.
Maybe Higginbottom died, and that's why.
Oh, rest in peace, Miss Higginbotham.
Rest in peace, cat lady. You shall be missed.
So George and Nora are leaving, and I just thought it was very interesting when George is like, "Okay, Derek, here's my cell phone. Nora has hers. If anything happens, call me." And it's just like, "Oh yeah, they don't have cell phones yet."
That's right. The
Because it's
mafia
just
shit didn't happen yet.
it's just so weird. Like, I think when I was just starting this show, like the year before, I had gotten a cell phone.
What year was it?
I think this is 2005, but I didn't start until maybe 2006, I think.
I didn't have a cell phone until I was in 11th grade.
I didn't have it until I was in nine. Well, that was probably around the same time though, because you're like 2 years older than me, right? No,
Maybe.
year. You're a year older than me.
Yeah, so my 11th grade was 2008, 2009. Yes. So that was like the split year was 08, 09. So I didn't get one till 08 because I got a job, my first high school job, and then I bought myself a phone. So when I see kids and shows and they're like, "I'm 12, look at my phone," I'm like, "Shut up. It's not real life."
Well, I got it when I was like in eighth grade, so I think I would have been like 12 going on to 13.
Yeah, I was a year older than every other person in my class because I was held back because I was stupid in grade 1. Yeah, when I say I'm 13 and I'm in grade 8, it's not a oh my god, the mic almost fell on me. Oh, Jesus. It's not a miscalculation. I moved my foot and it was attached to my wire and the thing slipped on me and I almost died. Holy fuck. I'm alive. Okay, but yes. Continue.
So so basically they leave. George and
Hmm.
Nora leave. And of course, Derek, he plans a party. And all these people start coming in. What is it? Like not even 5 minutes after George and Nora left, are they just like hiding behind like a tree waiting for them to leave?
It's horrible planning. Like they're waiting in the
Because
bushes
like, what if they
outside.
forgot something, which is like always happens in my family, where it's like you say goodbye and then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, oh, forgot this bag,
I
and
forgot my
like,
cell phone.
yeah, exactly. Like, uh,
Yeah,
at least
it's
wait
fun.
a half hour to an hour, and Derek, like,
But Derek has no chill, so
no, he doesn't. So anyway, so Derek has this party, and Casey's obviously livid because she didn't know about it, let alone that he's having it. And then one of the things that I like about this little like thing is that Lizzie freaks out over people making out in the party.
yeah. Two people's tongues are kissing, and two tongues are kissing, are touching, and it scares me. And Derek's just like, wait till you're older. I'm like, what? Are you waiting for Casey to get older so she can? Is
Oh.
that what you're saying?
And then I just kind of love also that like kids are doing like whipped cream shots, I guess, in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Like, this party's ridiculous. And
Like obviously as you're older you understand what it's supposed to be, but
yeah,
obviously they can't have that.
I know, and it is a Disney show as well. So, like, I don't know about you. Have you been in any high school parties?
No.
Okay, I've been to some, and obviously there was some fire water there.
Firewater.
There was some
Because
fire
I
water.
didn't, because like, my friends had parties, but I always, and like, it was just my luck that like always I had something else planned.
That's what you
So I
just
just,
tell yourself. You just didn't want to go.
well, not that I really wanted to go either, because it was like super stupid, but I wouldn't have mind going, but it's just like I literally always had something going on. Like, we didn't have them very often, my group of friends.
Yeah.
But, but then like the next day at school, it was like, oh yeah, so and so got drunk. And I'm like, what?
I'm 12.
they
What's
were
happening?
we went down to my basement and we just like started drinking my parents' alcohol. I'm like, oh, that's great. Okay.
That's cool. See, I wasn't invited to stuff till like 11th, 12th grade. Like, I had friends, I was friends with everyone, but then I wouldn't be invited. So I was like, am I really your friend? But I was invited to like stuff in the later years. But no, like, it's just funny when like, yeah, we got so drunk, and I'm like, oh my god, you're 12, stop. I
I
legit
know,
had a
especially now it seems like these young kids are partying and you're like, really?
yeah,
Really?
no, I legit had a girl in my class, and this is when I was in 8th grade. She was drinking orange juice, and everyone's like, oh, sweet, can I have a sip? And she would like panically grab her orange juice and be like, no, I'm sick. And I found out later it was because it was vodka and orange juice
Oh my god.
in 8th grade.
Yeah, I mean, you should never be doing that, but eighth grade, definitely not.
Exactly. I was like, what the hell? Like, I understand when you're older you want to do that, but not at school.
Mm-mm. Because I think, I saw a tweet the other day about this girl, and she was saying, like, oh, I asked this girl if I could have a sip of her water or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she took a sip, and it was straight up vodka.
Oh, I remember though.
It was just like, they was in school in the morning, and she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would have spat that right back out. But no, like I remember for finals in 12th grade, it was like our last finals. It was the English finals. And we're like, we're done high school. This is it. And I go out into the like the out the back doors where all like the 12th graders are hanging out. And then all these guys start pulling like bottles of beer out of their like bags. And I'm like, you guys, we haven't a fucking at finals in like 20 minutes. They're like, yeah, I'm ready, as they're chugging their beer. I was like, no.
They try to write shit, and it's just like, it's all like going up the page and everything because they just can't
Exactly.
concentrate.
And my favorite thing was one guy, bless his soul, Luke. I remember you for this. He's like, he's like, me too, guys, and pulls out a little .5 wine cooler. So like, you could have like 20 of those and you won't be drunk, kind of thing. So he pulls that out, and I cried. It was just too adorable.
But also in the kitchen, I think Casey, she's basically telling Derek, like, this is a bad idea. Like, we shouldn't have all these people here. And Derek's like, there's not even that many people here. And then, like, a time lapse happens where he has his arm around her.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you see, like, the kitchen start, like, filling up with people. But, like, how long were they in that position where he had his hand or, like, his arm around her? But for like how long did they stand like that?
I have no idea, but it says things.
It does says things. Because like when I hate someone, I don't have this much physical contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be at the far end of the room, but Derek, he like cozies up next to her. Like,
Exactly. Like I'd be like, "Don't touch me, you fool." But no, classic Derek.
so they're seeing that the house is starting to like have more people, and Derek's just like, he just kind of like shrugs it off. And Casey's still trying to say, like, this is a bad idea. We shouldn't be doing this. And this is where Derek, he's like looking at her and he's just like, you're 15 going on 50. And this, like, brings about a flashback from, like, Casey talking to Paul.
Mm.
And I feel like Paul kind of shamed her.
Yeah, but then he also is like, "You need to let loose, have fun." And I'm like, "What are you trying to tell her to do?"
I mean, like, I understand, like, because basically she says she has fun with her planned and structured life. And I can see Paul being like, well, it's fine to have fun. Like, it's fine to let loose and not be confined to that. But he basically laughs at her when she tells him this. And,
He's a
like,
horrible counselor. Can we agree with that?
I agree.
You
I mean,
don't laugh
sometimes
at
he has some
someone.
solid advice, but most of the time he just like laughs at the wrong times and like he doesn't say the right things
No,
that
like you don't
you
laugh.
shouldn't be. So I just feel like he kind of shamed her for living her life the way like she can't help it necessarily, but he's
Mm-hmm.
not helping it. He's just making her feel more like an outsider and an outcast. So I think
Probably.
this kind of like goes into what Derek is saying and is kind of making her feel extra like bad about herself.
Yeah.
And then he tells her like, "Don't you want to live a little dangerously?"
It's what are they trying to say?
And his face is like very I don't know, and to me it looks like he's trying to seduce her.
He is exactly like
He's like, "Have
this
fun with me,
show.
Casey. Just be with the party."
Have fun with me, Casey, in my room.
Oh. um After this interaction with Derek, Emily introduces Casey to this guy who apparently makes her want to participate in the party a bit because she goes to dance with him. If that makes any, like, even though they don't show her actually dancing, they're just standing
Talking.
next to each other talking. But okay,
Yeah.
Casey. And then people start throwing toilet paper, like, they start, like, rolling it down the freaking stairs.
This is not what parties are. I don't know why they're portraying this is how parties go down. Whipped cream shots, I understand because it's trying to portray alcohol or
Right,
something.
yeah.
And Derek's like, drinks are in the kitchen. And I'm like, ooh, drinks. And it's like, oh, look, I got my soda pop. let me, let me throw popcorn off the staircase into someone's mouth.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like, what? Unless like
That's
that's also supposed to be like drink related. I don't know.
I don't know. And then there's that one guy who's like, "This music sucks," and he like throws down like the CD tower.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like,
And then he's like rummaging through the CDs trying to find something and he's throwing them everywhere. One of them even goes up the stairs towards Edwin and Lizzie.
yeah,
It's like,
no, it's ridiculous.
are people really this destructive of other people's property?
In this show, they are.
Apparently.
It's
I'm
just so
watching this and I'm like, why? Why? Why would you do this? I don't even care if, like, it's not yours. Just like, why would you think that's something interesting to do? I don't know.
exactly.
So anyway, someone comes down from the second floor, complaining to Derek that the bathroom knob doesn't work, which is something that they said earlier in the episode. George was trying to fix it, but obviously it didn't get done.
Because of Marty's ABC gum.
Yeah. So in an effort to be cool in front of the girl Derek's currently talking to, he says he'll fix it, and it's I'll get my belt.
But I don't understand this. Why would you go from my dad's to mine? Like, are you Tim the Toolman Taylor? Are you like, it's not cool to own your own tool belt, so why are you trying to like be like, yeah, that's my tool belt.
Well,
I'm a handyman.
well,
What up,
one, if
girl?
I was that girl, I would obviously know that he was about to say dad.
But they do that in every show, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize what you were saying. Continue.
But two, I don't give a shit if you have your own tool belt.
This show's just bleh.
I mean, unless you're going to help fix something in my own house, I really don't care. I mean, I think the skill rather than the ownership of the tools is more important here.
Yeah. But no, he doesn't go for that. He just goes with, oh my god, it's my tool belt. Love me, girl. I'll fix your broken pipe. I don't know. I don't know.
So more chaos is happening at the party, and it breaks Casey from her dude spell. Um, so she goes off to yell to Derek, and he's in the bathroom trying to fix the door handle, but he's just like playing around with the tool. That sounded really bad.
He's playing around with his tool. Oh my god.
But
So
even
bad.
worse that I'm saying like he's in the bathroom playing.
He's playing with his tool in the bathroom, and then Casey shows up. Oh man.
What's even worse is that the line next that scene said is like, well, I'll say it later, but still, oh my god.
I know what the it thing is, and I agree. Like, we need to discuss this.
But anyway, so they get locked into the bathroom because Casey closes the door. Which I don't know why she closed the door just to talk to Derek, but she closes the door. And so obviously Derek still has the cell phone that George gave him. They call Edwin and Lizzie. And at this point Edwin is mad at Casey because she told them to go into her room and get away from like the party.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to open the door for them. But then Casey tells Edwin to put Lizzie on the phone. And when she does, she doesn't ask Lizzie to open the door. Just to get Emily and like kind of like get the party under control. Though a little bit later, Lizzie does try and it doesn't work. But still, at that point in time, she didn't ask Lizzie to open the door.
That is true. I was gonna say, I'm like, but she totally did ask her. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
And so then they asked Edwin to go down and to try to calm down the party or like disperse it or whatever. And Edwin decides he's going to do magic tricks. And I guess like
Edwin, why?
I mean, people could get bored enough and decide to leave, but instead they threaten to shave his head off.
Again, this is not what happens at parties unless.
Well, okay, you don't just shave a random kid's head off, hair off rather, not his head. Two, he's younger, obviously. So you're really going to like threaten this like kid that's like maybe like 4 years younger than them. Like he's a baby compared to these kids, and they're like threatening him and like saying they're gonna like beat him up and shit. Thirdly, this is Derek's brother. Don't they know that?
Apparently not, because he doesn't even tell people that him and Casey were related. So why is he going to say some little kid's his brother, right?
I guess.
So he's just the stray they keep there. He was an adopted child. It's like Annie, but Canada.
So anyway, so people are threatening to shave his head off, and then Edwin shouts to Emily, "Help!" But she's just like, "Nah, Emily."
God damn Emily. She's just like, once again, like, I'm not Casey's friend. I'm here for my own thing. I'm talking to the guy who was trying to talk up Casey. Boom! Best friend material.
I know, she's talking to the guy Casey was talking. Like, technically, she was talking to him before Casey, but then she introduced that guy to Casey.
She's just a backstabbing bitch, and sometimes I want to punch Emily, okay? I'm allowed to say that, right?
I guess. But anyway, so at this point at the party, George calls Derek to see how things are going. And then Derek tells him that they have a small study group.
That just gives it all away because Derek don't study.
Well, one, yeah.
And Clueless George is like, yo, I got this. Something's up.
Clueless George is on the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
He even says it later in the episode, like, once I heard that, I knew something was up. But like, can't they hear the really loud music in the background too? So like combining those two is like honestly like they're having a party. Like doesn't take rocket science to figure that out.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole time in the bathroom, Derek keeps telling Casey to calm down, and then it makes Casey tense when people tell her to calm down.
Well, it's a lot of things because girls because a lot of people like guys always like say girls are emotional and stuff, and when they point that out and tell them to calm down and stuff, some girls get really mad about it.
Well, yeah, because you're not like validating their like viewpoint.
Yeah, exactly. So Casey's one of those girls, and she's like, "Bitch, don't say that to me." And then she grabs, I don't even know what is that bottle she grabs because it has a weird spout on it. It looks weird. I don't even know what it is, but she grabs that, and then Derek's like, "Oh my god, I gotta get this! I gotta get her." So he grabs like some shampoo bottle.
Yeah, I don't know what she picked up because it's not like a shampoo bottle, and it doesn't look like a lotion.
I know it has some weird like needle spout. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like unless it's like something for like their teeth or something. I don't know.
But like, and then the line gets delivered.
I've seen your bathroom aim before. No way you hit the target.
What does that mean? Does that mean she goes to the bathroom and there's piss all over the rim?
I'm assuming that's what you mean.
Or is she going to the bathroom or the door's open and then she's seeing Derek use the bathroom?
I mean, in the one episode before, he was about to whip it out with her right there. So exactly. I mean, maybe.
Or is there already a relationship in secret happening? And that's why she knows.
Like how you said with the shampoo didn't look right.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Your discretion is advised.
So anyway, they fight. They're throwing like the shampoo at each other, whatever it is. Casey falls down, and Derek follows to continue the fight. Fun fact: the reason why this happened, I believe, is that like Mike said in a behind-the-scenes like video that they were told like before they started filming to not get the shampoo and all in each other's eyes.
And then what does he do? Right in her eyes.
But basically, right immediately, right after they begin shooting, like Mike, just the way he like took out the shampoo, whatever, it went right into Ashley's eyes, and she couldn't see anything. So they just had to continue as is. So she was like basically blind the whole scene.
Just like fighting for her life, blinded by shampoo.
Shampoo, wink, wink.
Wink, nudge, nudge. Air quotes. I'm doing air quotes right now in the dark of my closet. I look like an idiot.
If anyone comes in, they'll be like, Vanessa, Vanessa, where are you? Vanessa,
I'm
where
like,
are you? It's like, in the closet.
I'm here. Oh man.
They're fighting everything. And then George and Nora come back. You see them come into the house. And they show you like a little bit of the party that's going on.
Yeah,
And it looks so unlively to me.
it does now. Once again, parties are really badly made in this show.
People are just like together and just like talking. Like there's music going on, but it looks like no one's like moving to it.
Well, to be fair, you don't really have to dance at a party.
No, but there was like a dance floor
Yeah,
and no one was dancing.
and apparently they were playing hockey in the living room,
I
which
didn't
you
see
didn't see.
that.
You saw the hockey guys on the stairs going like ruh, 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 or whatever at
Like there
one
just
point,
needs
but
to be
that's
more
it.
movement for me to believe that this is a cool party.
Yeah. What I found interesting that made me laugh so hard is when Nora went to see Emily,
Oh.
and then Emily's like, "I'm busy," and she's like, "Yo, bitch, I'm talking to you," and she's like, "Oh my god, Miss Venturi! Oh my god, Miss McDonald! Oh my god!" And I was like, "You are so bitch. I hate you, Emily. You two-faced bitch." I hate her so. Like, I didn't care for her in the show. Like, I didn't have any like issues with her. But now rewatching this and being older, I'm like, I fucking hate this bitch.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I hate her, but definitely in these like first couple episodes, it really like opens up your eyes to the fact that she wasn't the greatest friend, especially in the beginning, and not even like that great of a person in general.
I just like I'm 100% convinced at this point in the show, like even at the beginning, that she's using Casey to get close to Derek.
I feel like in the second to third season, she's a lot better, and that's how I remember her. But at this point, she's just seems very like she's only friends with Casey because it gives her an excuse to be near Derek.
Yeah, shady two-faced bitch.
So it cuts back to Derek and Casey in the bathroom. And at this point, they seem to be getting along. They're smiling and laughing freely. And I absolutely, it's like one of my favorite moments ever. It's when she wipes the shampoo from his face. Like, that was so extra. That did not
It
need to
is.
be done, but I love it. And it's my favorite.
I know. I love that scene as well, just for the fact I'm like, this could have been the start of it. They could have been together here, and it would have been a secret, and no one knew about it, and they were just chilling together.
It's one of those turning points, like a pivotal moment at least. But then Casey tells Derek, "It's official, you've driven me crazy." And Derek is like, "It wasn't a far drive." And it's just,
She's like, oh!
it's so corny, but like it's like so like flirting with each other, kind of like.
No. That's why she's like, ah!
And
I'm
she
like,
laughs at him.
no.
That's the thing. She laughs at him, and he's surprised to the point that he says sorry.
That was like Edwin's stupid joke. How the fuck did you laugh at that?
And usually
And
you
that's
only laugh at like stupid people, like stupid jokes, if like someone you like is saying them for the most part.
exactly. So when she's all like, ha ha ha, ha, and I'm like, oh my god, Casey, just fucking do it then. Just say it.
So at this point, there's like they've had little timestamps at the bottom of the episode for certain scenes, and at this point it says 12:04,
Yeah.
and the first one was like 10:29. So they've been in there over an hour and a half, which is a very long time. I would have gone insane.
Maybe. Yeah. If it's someone you hated, yes, you
Yeah.
would have gone insane.
Um,
But they're having a secret love affair. And that's why she knows his bathroom aim. And that's why there's stuff in her hair.
So, and then the small little thing I noticed though when I was looking at it is that when it's 12:04, they have 12:04 p.m. instead of 12:04 a.m.
You right.
Yeah,
That's not good. That's like, it's
they've
noon.
been in there for like a half a day.
They've been in there for 10 hours.
But they've only supposed to be in there like an hour and a half. That was a long ass party.
Yeah, exactly.
um, but Derek tells Casey during this, it's like, probably shouldn't have thrown the party the first time my parents went away.
I Oy
Derek,
vey.
yes, you shouldn't have. No shit, you Dimrod. I meant to say
You
Derek
Dimrod?
Nimrod, and I said Dimrod.
You Dimrod. You are a strong girl, Ashley. Strong girl.
You Nimrod, yes. But what you do first is that you wait maybe one or two times, let them have their little time away peacefully. Then maybe they'll venture further and further away from you each time they leave.
Exactly.
And then, bam, you do the party.
Like in March break when they get poutine. They ventured like all the way to Quebec.
Yeah.
But then he goes on about why he's like the way he is, and it's because people expect him to screw up.
Yeah. And like poor little Derek man pain.
His man pain yet again.
People expect me to mess up, so I do. And he says their parents will just blame him for it all. Like they won't blame Casey because obviously Casey's Miss Perfect and she doesn't do bad things.
Which is true.
Which is very true. And they probably like I mean there's a reason why it's true. Um but so when George and Nora come in and save them and they're having a little lecture out in the living room, Casey takes some of the blame because just like Derek said, they put the full blame on Derek.
Yeah, and she knew it was gonna happen.
Which, right, in which, like, I mean, Casey did participate. Like, she very well could have gone over to Emily's house and, like, called her mom's cell phone.
Yeah, she could have, or she could have used the house phone.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. She could have used the house phone. I forgot about that. I'm like, I'm living in a world where there's barely any house phones anymore.
It's true. We do live in that. Like when someone says, "Oh, I need to try my house phone," I'm like, "What's that? Who has that anymore?"
But anyway, so yeah, so like she could have called her mom too. I mean, there was ways she could have ended this way sooner. So, I mean, she does deserve some of the blame, but I think, she was trying to help Derek in a way. Like, it's
Yeah,
not just Derek's fault. Even your perfect child, like, went along with it. So, and
exactly.
Derek seems genuinely surprised that she did this.
Yeah, and then he doesn't want to like make it look like he's grateful, so he's like, "Can't believe you bought it. Bye, bitch.
Well,
Bye,
they were
sucker."
having such a nice, heartfelt moment because he was like, "You really surprised me." And like it seems like he's gonna say something really sweet and like soft, but then he's like, "Can't believe like
Sucker.
he basically bought my sob story," and that like everything he told her in the bathroom was a complete lie, which I don't
Exactly.
think so.
I don't think so either. But he's
This
like,
is him
"Oh, my
getting
God."
scared that his relationship with Casey is turning into something else. It's
Yeah.
safe. It's safer to have that hate relationship than it is to get along with her. You know what
True,
I
true.
mean?
Can we just say her ponytail game in this episode still was horrendous? I don't know what it is with season 1 Casey and ponytails, but it's really bad.
I don't really notice.
I notice. I don't know why, but the ponytail game is so bad. And I can't deal with it.
And then so Derek leaves Casey to clean up the whole living room by herself because she bought his sob story and, she's a sucker.
Yeah.
Um, and then I just kind of love at the very end of the episode, we see Casey going to Derek's room with a trash bag. And she's like, the least you could do is take out the trash. And he's like, okay, okay. But then she dumps the entire contents of the bag onto him. And I'm like, yes, girl. That's how
Slay.
you get him back.
Slay.
Yeah.
And he's just there like, "Oh my god, I'm covered in filth. Oh my god." But I think he's impressed. It doesn't show
Oh,
it, but I think he's
I
impressed.
mean, again, I feel like at the end of each episode we've watched, at least, she always does something at the very end that like gets him back.
Yeah, always.
So it's just like, you think she's a doormat, but really she can defend herself. That,
Yeah.
she obviously can fight back. So, And I think that's exactly why Derek likes her. There's always a challenge there.
That is true.
Okay, I think it's been basically an hour. And I don't think
But
we
are
have
there any
any
questions?
questions.
No
No,
questions?
because people don't ask us stuff. They don't like us that much.
Alright, show canceled. Goodbye, everyone. We had a good run at 5 episodes. You
And
don't love
end on a
us.
very good note. End on a very good episode.
Yeah. So, we're just gonna stop, and this is all your fault. Before we can even try and get Ashley or Mike into the episode, we've already canceled because you all hate us. Goodbye. Joking. Anyway, wasn't there that question you had, but you answered it 100%? They're like, why don't you actually put the footage in there? And I'm like, copyright, not allowed.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, someone asked about that. It's like, well, for one, podcasts are supposed to be audio.
That is true.
And I mean, there's some obviously that have video with it, but they still provide an audio version, I'm pretty sure, like every podcast. I mean, visuals would be nice, I'm sure, but again, if we show you basically the whole episode and then we
That's
talk
even so
about it, it's too
expensive.
long and it's going to take too long to edit. And it's just like I feel like if you're watching it on the YouTube and you're using the pictures as a reference, you get what I'm trying to say. Like with the last episode when I'm talking about Casey's shirt, if you're just listening to it, you'll be like, what is she talking about? But you don't necessarily need to see the whole scene to see what the shirt looks like. I just put the picture so you could see.
Yeah. I'm reading a thing on your page right now, and this person's like, y'all right. Everyone knows Casey is exactly the type of girl Derek would hit on. Hot. And I'm like, yeah, we're right. Yeah.
I mean, we're right.
I know. I'm just saying, we're right.
We're in their heads, we understand them.
Exactly. Also, we're on Spotify now.
Oh, yeah. Because, what's the place that we go to? The other one? Anchor.
Yes.
Anchor, they provide a service that puts us on Spotify too and a bunch of other places. So
So
apparently we're on there.
If Anchor ain't your shit, if YouTube ain't your shtick, and you like Spotify, get us on Spotify. Get us on Google Play or whatever it
I
is.
don't even know what that is.
Let me check. Let me check what we're at.
But anyway, guys, if you have any questions for us, please put it in the comments on YouTube. Send us a message on Tumblr or send a voice message on Anchor because Vanessa really, really, really wants to call for some reason.
Yeah. So you can see us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher.
I've only heard of Spotify.
I mean, I know Google Podcasts and Stitcher, but if those are the things you use to listen to stuff, I know everyone uses Spotify. Follow us for Spotify
Yeah.
and love us
And love.
because we love you.
And then come on, give us and then like the next episode we're doing is all systems no go. So if you have any questions for that in particular, you can let us know or just in general for the show, let us know. Okay?
And say how much you love my profane language.
All right. So
Thank you.
I think that's where we're going to leave today. Until next time, bye-bye.
Au revoir. My bum is numb.